Okay, now we're at part 3. We're going to talk about the body of your speech. In your textbook, you will notice in the BB and IB textbook, which is where all the information comes from that I've been giving you, it tells you that there's different types of speeches, persuasive speech structures that you can use. Problem solution, Monroe's motivated sequence, cause effect. You can do any one of those that you want, but my suggestion is that you use problem solution. You have to use one of them. And I would say that use problem solution for this speech so that your main point number 1 is going to be your problem, main point number 2 is going to be your solution. See how I have it right here? Body of your speech, point number 1 is going to be the problem, point number 2 is going to be the solution. When you're talking about the problem of the speech, you need to say, according to, this is how you cite sources. If you're going to tell me that there is BPA in this bottle, who said so? What's the source that tells you this? Did you just make up that term? Tell me, where did you find it at? Did you read it in the New York Times? Did you read it in a book? Did you tell me where that information comes from? Because that brings credibility to you as the speaker. For example, let's say that I'm trying to deliver a speech and convince you to use technology and not be limited to the textbook to learn information. In trying to convince you of that, I would cite the source of a person that I heard at a conference a couple of weeks ago. And in this conference, they were talking about how students now drill through information. That it's no longer they go in the classroom, open up a textbook, read it, the instructor gives them the information, they slam the textbook, learning is over. That now a student will get on a site, let's say they want to know more about nonverbal communication, they'll click on a site that has links, and they click that link and it opens up more information. They have several links there, they click that link, it opens up more information. That the cycle of information never ends. And that our problem for instructors is we have a lot we have to know about when it comes to information, and we can't limit ourselves to our textbook. If we limit ourselves to our textbook, we're limiting the knowledge of our students, and they are going to surpass us in the knowledge that they learn from the semester in this course. That's the problem. The solution is to learn how to use technology in the classroom and to keep up with that drill down. Now, that information is according to a speaker, I'll call him S. Wiedemann, because I can't remember his name, but according to S. Wiedemann at this conference a couple of weeks ago, this is what he was telling us. Let's say that I read a book and it complemented that information as well. I'm going to say, hold on, I just have something here, maybe this will help. According to this, and I said let's say there's an article in it. There's a lot of articles in here, and let's say it's by Francine Guffman. According to Francine Guffman in this magazine right here, she states that that's what you have to do in both of your points, in the problem and in the solution. You can't give me a solution and it be your opinion alone. Yes, insert your opinion, but tell me what other source out there says that. If I were going to talk to you about changing bottled water, I would say maybe the EPA, maybe a governmental website, maybe a source that people really know a lot about. That according to them, we don't need to be drinking this water out of bottled water. This is what we should be doing instead. Here's the solution. I think this is a correct solution, and look, this credible source said this out there. You have to have a minimum of 3 sources for your speech that you have to say out loud. Do not use Wikipedia. Do not use Wikipedia. Now, if you want to look at it for yourself to gather information and drill down to find information, but don't cite Wikipedia as a source. Use Use newspapers, magazines. There's some good sites out on the internet. I prefer that you not use all 3 internet sources. It just says, look, I'm a little lazy, don't feel like going out to get some information, going to do it all right here. Find something else, a commercial, a TV show, 2020. I love the 2020 TV show. You have to have 3 sources of information. You have to say them out loud in your speech at the time that you use them. Don't wait till the end of your speech and say, here's all my sources. You'll lose a lot of points for that. As you give the information in your speech, if you give it in the problem, tell us what the source is. As you give us some more information that comes from another source in your solution, tell us about that source. Okay, so the structure of your speech. You are going to structure this when you put your outline together and you have your introduction, your body, and your conclusion. In the body of your speech, you are going to structure it in problem and solution. You can do problem point 1, problem point 2, solution point 3, or problem point 1, solution point 2, solution point number 3. You can structure it any way you want, but you have to have problem and solution. If you don't have problem and solution in your persuasive speech, then you are probably going to have an informative speech with a tagline. That is, you're going to give us a bunch of information, and in the end you're going to say, I hope I convinced you. That's a tagline. Nope, don't want a tagline. That is not a persuasive speech. That's an even lower grade. Okay? So we talked about the body of your speech, that it needs to be in the structure of problem and solution, that you need to cite sources. Okay? Let's move on to our 4th main lecture, which is going to be about the conclusion, kind of bringing it all together. Okay?